Quick run through of squat technique, going to cover a number of key points I want you to focus on in any squat variation that comes up in your program. You need to make sure you're safe during the movement and also performing the exercise as effectively as possible. So barbell needs to be chest height when you approach the rack. Space your hands out evenly and then walk underneath the rack and set your feet flat directly underneath the bar. At this point the barbell is going to be across your upper trap area, resting on your upper back. So stand up straight, a couple of steps backwards, and then you set yourself into your ready position. In this position, feet can be facing directly forwards or slightly pointed out with the toes, which is completely fine. Before you take start your rep, you need to take a nice big deep breath in and brace around the trunk. You need to create as much tightness and stiffness across the midsection as you can, so you're super effective and safe in your lower back area during the movement. Hips and knees should break simultaneously, so they should bend at exactly the same time when you start the lift. Weight should be through your heels during the lift. You should be driving up through your heels from the bottom. And I'm looking for you to lower yourself down into a position where your hips just below the knee. Okay, if you've got any problems with that, I will let you know if I want you to squat to a different depth. Otherwise, all squat movements you're looking to get your hip below your knee, as long as you've got a flat lower back, which we'll talk about in a second. So weight through the heels during the movement. As you slide down in the movement, knees should follow the toes. So if your toes are pointed out slightly, knees should also track outwards. The same if your toes are pointing forward, knees should follow the toe forward as well. And once you've finished your rep, just walk forward into the rack, drop the barbell down and step out of the rack. Couple of other things to think about during the movement, especially as the weight starts to get heavier. You need to make sure the weight is through your heels during the movement. So at this point, especially at the bottom of the movement, the weight should be directly through the heels and the lower back should be nice and flat. There should be no curve in the lower back, no flexion, no bending, whatever term you want to use in the lower back. This area here should be completely flat and solid. Also, you want to try and stay nice and upright. So in this bottom position here, you want to be staying upright, you want to be leading up with the chest, and we'll have a look at that in the next exercises or the next variation as well. So you should be able to see leading with the chest in the movement, so there's no excessive lean forwards. So the lower back's not taking any or too much strain, focusing on the legs. So you can see here being leading with the chest, really driving up through the movement. Last point is you can either squat in a squat rack and you can place some safety barriers up. If you're squatting in free stands like this, you can dump the barbell, which is on the next video just coming up now. So if you get to a point during the lift where you feel you can't push up anymore, you will drop the barbell off of your back and simultaneously jump forward away from the barbell. Hopefully you've got facilities where the barbells can bounce and no one's going to come and complain. If you have got access to someone who can spot you, get someone to come and spot you during the lift, as long as you're comfortable that they know what they're doing. They need to spot you safely, you need to have good communication, you're in control because you're the lifter. Make sure you're nice and safe during the movement. Any queries of any of these points, let me know, but hopefully this will be useful, and make sure you're super effective when you're performing any squat variation.